Daniel Brooks had never believed in urban legends until he became one. It started on a foggy Monday morning in the city of Ashbridge. Daniel, a 34-year-old software engineer, had been living a routine life. He wasn't running from anything, and yet something inside him screamed, "You need to leave this city." He couldn't explain the feeling. Maybe it was the strange noises he'd been hearing at night, low humming sounds like static electricity. Maybe it was the repeating dreams of being trapped, running down endless streets that loop back on themselves. So, Daniel packed a bag, locked his apartment, and left without telling anyone. He got in his car and drove straight toward the highway. But just 10 minutes later, as he merged onto the freeway, something strange happened. The GPS glitched. The voice rerouted him, recalculating return to Ashbridge. He frowned. Maybe his GPS was bugging out. But then he looked up the sign above read, "Welcome to Ashbridge." His heart sank. That wasn't possible. He had been driving away from the city. Yet somehow, he was back. Daniel pulled over, checked his phone, no signal. The street was familiar, eerily quiet. The same billboard flashed on a loop, Ashbridge, a place you'll never want to leave. Except Daniel did want to leave. He turned around and took a different route through the industrial zone. No GPS this time, just his instincts. 30 minutes later, he was sure he'd made it out. But as he slowed down at a stoplight, his eyes widened in horror. Ashbridge City Hall stood right in front of him. He hadn't left. He'd gone in a circle. The panic set in. He tried walking out of the city. He took the train. He even tried renting a bike. Every time, the path curved, the signs changed, and somehow, he'd arrive right back where he started like the city was folding in on itself. On the fourth day, he went to the police. "Look, I know this sounds crazy," he said to the officer at the front desk, "but I can't leave the city. I've tried everything." The officer, a large man with a mustache and tired eyes, stared at him for a long second, then said something Daniel didn't expect. "You too, huh?" Daniel froze. "What do you mean?" The officer leaned in and whispered, "There's a few of us. People who know something's wrong. The city, it doesn't let us leave." Daniel's skin went cold. That night, he joined a secret group hidden beneath an abandoned library. People who had all tried to leave Ashbridge and failed. A nurse who'd boarded a bus to Chicago only to wake up back in her own bed. A teenager who crossed the city border on foot, but every step took him deeper into downtown. They all described the same thing. The exits bend, the streets shift, and time seems to repeat. Daniel became obsessed. He mapped out every road, every hidden alley, every underground tunnel. He tried escaping during a blackout, during a storm, at 3 a.m. Each time, failure. One night, desperate, he broke into the city's control center, a restricted, government-looking building near the hills. Inside, he found old surveillance footage, archived logs, files labeled Containment Protocol, dates going back to the 1970s. One video stood out. It showed Daniel himself, walking into the city on a day he didn't remember. The date? 2 years ago. He hadn't moved to Ashbridge 6 months ago like he thought. He'd been here far longer. But that wasn't the worst part. He found another file. A photo. Black and white. Dated 1956. It was someone standing in front of City Hall. The face was grainy, but it looked exactly like Daniel. He stumbled back, heart pounding. What was this place? The next day, Daniel was chased. 2 men in black suits, no badges. They cornered him near the old train yard. "You weren't supposed to find that footage," one said coldly. "I want out," Daniel shouted. There is no out. Daniel didn't wait. He ran. Back to the only place that made sense now, the center of the city. As he reached the clock tower in Ashbridge Square, the sky above flickered like a dying light bulb. The city felt like it was glitching. The air thickened. The streets silent. He climbed to the top of the tower and screamed, "Let me go!" And then, silence. Everything went still. Suddenly, a voice, not from behind, but from inside his own mind. You are part of the system now, Daniel. You are not a resident. You are a variable. He fell to his knees. Ashbridge wasn't a city. It was a loop. A test. A living simulation designed to study behavior, memory, and identity. Every exit was an illusion. Every face, a script. Even Daniel wasn't who we thought he was. The memories? Implanted. The apartment? Fabricated. He was just one of many trapped in a maze with no end. And then he opened his eyes. Back in his car. Fog outside. GPS blinking. Recalculating return to Ashbridge. Daniel gripped the steering wheel, heart pounding. The city hadn't let him go. Because maybe he had never left.